We're trying this again, but this time I won't be a dickhead. NSFW Artists.
I gotta like ready myself for this.
If you don't know me, I tried to make a video like this beforehand and accidentally went out of my way to not proofread my script, not run it by anybody else, and accidentally piss off every single person at once. So let me go ahead and ask the question that I was trying to ask from the beginning. Why do you personally draw NSFW work? And when I say NSFW, there are different forms, because I know there is expressive nudity, there is blood and gore, and then there is sexual work. What I'm specifically talking about
is the spicy one.
Why do you personally draw pornography? If you couldn't tell, this video is for Rule 34 Artists. If you're not a Rule 34 artist, I guess you can stalk the comments below to see all the responses. Now here's how I'm gonna format this. I'm going to list off the reasons why I think some people would draw pornography, and then you guys can correct me or add your own stuff into the comments. And then I guess I'll also ask some questions that I have, because I'm not really well knowledgeed in this category of art. That'll help clear things up for me personally. We'll start with the questions first. What is the thing that got you into drawing pornography? I feel like there's a difference between drawing just one piece and then like full-blown making it like your medium that you draw in. Because I understand drawing one piece, whether you're like feeling the mood to do something like that or, you know, whatever it is. But I feel like there is a difference between just doing that and then like making it the full thing that you draw.
Unless you're horny 24/7. I mean, some people might.
My question is, what got you into wanting to draw Rule 34 images basically all the time for your main art thing? I'm not criticizing that at all. I'm just curious because I feel like it'd be cool to see how you got there in the first place and like what convinced you or what inspired you to do this. Because the only reasoning I can really think of is the emotional expression that pornography tends to express through its own sexual acts that it's depicting. Holy fuck, can I stutter any less? I guess the next question would be, does anything like change now that you're NSFW artist? I wouldn't expect much would really change other than the fact that your audience is now inherently 18 plus and what you draw. But just because you draw pornography doesn't mean you don't have the ability to draw safer work pieces too. So I don't really think much would change in that sense. But I guess the question is, how do I word this? How has drawing pornography impacted your online presence? I feel like that's the best way I can really word it. Because other than just the fact that this is what you do, I don't think it changes that much, but I could be very wrong. So if you have that answer, do feel free to let me know in the comments. Another question that I do have is, how do you deal with most stereotypes and accusations that people put on NSFW artists? Because I feel like this isn't just a thing for Rule 34 artists. I feel like this is also a thing for artists that use a lot of blood in their work, that use expressive nudity. I am also guilty of being quick to judge NSFW artists a lot of the time, but I have realized it's not all that bad, and there's always a reason behind somebody making their work. So I have come to learn in all my years of wisdom. That's a lie about the years of wisdom thing. I've only been doing digital art for about a year and a half now. So people tend to put stereotypes on Rule 34 artists because of what they draw, but people usually have a reason for what they're drawing, and it usually has a deeper meaning behind it. So it does feel quite hypocritical of the judgee that's judging the artist for what they're drawing, because for them, they have a very clear reason to why they're drawing the work. So my question is, how do you deal with this? Is this just something that you're forced to live with and have to kind of just accept that people are always going to see you like this? Or is it something that you're actively fighting against because you know it's bullshit? Continuing on the same notion of stereotypes, money! One of the biggest and the first thing that I've learned about NSFW artists is that they get into it only for the money. And let me just tell you right now, man, if you don't cut out that bullshit. The main argument that I hear is that people draw NSFW art because there's more people willing to pay for pornographic images rather than safe for work art. And while that maybe be true, is it any easier to grow on social media in general being an NSFW artist?
Fuck no!
If you don't know, social media is equally as unforgiving no matter what you do. Yes, some things tend to move a little bit quicker than others, but that doesn't mean it's any less of a struggle. I do realize that. So obviously we all know that, oh, they only draw it for the money is just bullshit. But on the money side of things, how does that actually look? Part of me wants to say that you have a better chance at making money, but I want to assume it is basically the exact same as if you were drawing safer work art. It just depends on who's willing to pay for it at the end of the day. So I guess the question is, how does Rule 34 art look on the financial side of things? Because honestly, I can't assume it would be too much grander than any other type of art. artists. So that's it on the question side of things. So now I'll give you every reasoning that I could think of. The only two reasons that I could actually come up with is either it is for the money or it's because you just want to. And honestly, that second one kind of sums up everything else. As you can see, I'm not a Rule 34 artist, so I can't really come up with any other reason why. So please feel free to correct me or add more reasonings why you got into it in the comments below. And yeah, that's basically all this video wanted to talk about. I guess I'll give some wrapping up thoughts right now. If you draw any sort of NSFW work, pornographic, blood, gore, whatever, I think you're cool regardless. There ain't no hate coming from me. I'm a man of God, so I love everybody. I do want to give a big thank you to all my channel members. I know I haven't been doing that much recently, but thank you! It actually does help a hell of a lot. And I guess a little bit of an update on my situation. Things have kind of steadied out. Things are still looking a little sketchy right now. I may not be getting kicked out because I might be getting out before that happens. Recently, I just found a place that might be available for me to get out and go into. So in the next few months, if there's like a 2-month gap between my next video, it's because I moved. So take that. Doubters?
I don't really know.